Welcome to the Protagonist Pub. My name is Tammy, and this is where characters gather. Well, as you know from the thumbnail, I have some big books sitting next to me that I am very interested in and are probable for at least a couple of them are going to be probable to at least begin during Big Book Summer. And I'm excited about all of them. So I pulled a couple of books from a bunch of different time periods or genres and just thought I'd, throw them out there in case they crossed anybody's interest. So first, let's do the ancient world, which doesn't get read often enough. This is Valley of the Horses by Jean M. Auel. This is the second book in the Children of the Earth series. It's the title I am on. This is undoubtedly going to get read this summer. I've wanted to read it for a while. This is well over 400. The first book in this series is Clan of the Cave Bear, which I adored. I even adored it on a reread, but I didn't dig it out of the other set of bookshelves. And I have started this one. I didn't get very far. I need to finish it. I love her as an author. I recommend everything she's written. This is Memoirs of Cleopatra by Margaret George. Title is self-explanatory. Her writing is beautiful. They are always very well-researched books. They're all very engaging. And I look forward to this. This is going to coordinate well with, one of the very large books sitting downstairs that I started in May, which is The First Man in Rome by Colleen McCullough, which is well over 1,000 pages. And so those kind of go together in a very loose sense. Next up would be Medieval. And as you can imagine, I could have pulled a lot of books from my shelf for this. Be so surprised I only pulled 2. So surprised. First up would be The King's Witch by Tracy Borman. This takes place in Stuart, England, right after the death of Elizabeth, when James comes onto the throne. And I'm very interested in this book. I need to know because reasons. Okay, another one that's very high on my list. This is The Sun and Splendor by Sharon K. Penman. This is the story that attempts to redeem Edward III. And, I'm sorry, not Edward III, Richard III. I clearly have not had enough coffee. This was a pickup from Better World Books last year for my birthday. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about her writing, and I am looking forward to this book immensely. And this one comes in at 927 pages. So it will be a challenge. And next up would be historical fiction. One would be a great one to pick up just in general over the summer because it is really, in essence, a collection of short stories and is a Catholic classic. That is The Complete Works of Father Brown by G.K. Chesterton, or The Complete Father Brown Stories. And in this version, it comes in at 797 pages. And that print is very small. So But these are easy to read. You know, you could read one a day and be satisfied. These are stories that will make you think and put interesting questions in your head. And if you've watched the BBC series on Father Brown, do not be expecting that version of Father Brown. Although I do love that version of Father Brown. So that is not a slight to the miniseries at all. And did you know that there is a black and white film where Alec Guinness, that's right, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy, is Father Brown? Neither did I. I plan to watch it here shortly. It is on YouTube, and I will put a link to that movie on YouTube in the description box because I am so intrigued. I need to know. Okay, and the next one is historical fiction, and I won this on Goodreads last year, and this one is 466 pages. And what brought this to mind is I'm currently reading Dragon's Teeth by Michael Crichton. And on the train west, our cast of characters meets a Scotsman named Lewis Stevenson, traveling to San Francisco to meet the love of his life. And that's what this story is. This is Under the Wide and Starry Sky by Nancy Horan. I have read nothing by her, but I am so intrigued by this book. So, because it got mentioned in Dragon's Teeth, I remembered I had it, and now my brain really wants to make those connections. It's funny how that works sometimes. Okay, next up, I have two contemporaries. This is Heart and Soul by Maeve Binchy. Nice big chunky. This is a contemporary. 534 pages. It's a standalone, and I have many of her books waiting me. And what a better time if I need something that just fits that mood? I'm picking this up. And up next is a book I know was on my TBR earlier this year. And this book made me think of you by Libby Page. And this was a Goodreads win for me. And it comes in at 403 pages. It's a book about books, and the print isn't super tiny. And it's, a contemporary romance. It was released this year. I love the tagline, 12 books, 12 months, one chance to heal her heart. Say less, I need to discover. I love for each month there are book recommendations. And this is going to be a book with many tabs or many books written in a notebook for me because I'm probably going to have to look them all up. Okay, 4 more books. They are very different. So first up, science fiction. You didn't think I was going to do one of these without a science fiction. This is Time for Love by Robert A. Heinlein. I need to start this. I need to read this. It keeps looking at me and laughing. And this is, well over 500 with, medium print. And I fell in love with his writing when I read Starship Troopers earlier this year. So looking forward to that one. Fall by Neil Stephenson. All I need to know is it is a sci-fi thriller. And I love how the end papers are very interesting for a sci-fi. I need to know. I really, really need to know. And the back end paper is a map. So, different end papers. His writing is amazing. His storytelling is second to none. And this one is just short of 900 pages. So, but I have a feeling that's going to be a much quicker read than an Anthem, which I think everybody should just pick up and read in general. Big book summer or not, it will take you, a while. Science will go over your head. That's perfectly fine. Okay. And the last two are kind of in the genre that's just really beginning to grow on me, which is a saga, and not a contiguous saga, but sagas that in particular follow a family line and tell the story through the ages. So first up, and this is true of any Edward Rutherford book, this is Sarum by Edward Rutherford. I have started this one. I didn't make it very far before I overwhelmed myself with my reading goals for 2025. This is the story of England, in particular Salisbury. And this one is just shy of 900 pages as well. Everything Rutherford writes is told in this same vein. It is easy to pick up, read a chapter, and put it down and come back to it, because a chapter is what's happening to the family line at that particular point in time. They're fantastic. His writing is brilliant. His research is immaculate. And his storytelling is phenomenal. And the same applies to James Michener. This is The Source. And this one is the story of the Holy Land. And I need to start this one. This one is well over 1,000 pages. And it's 1,000 pages of tiny print. And I'm not anticipating finishing this one if I pick it up this summer, because first I have to finish Texas, and then I will move on to The Source. But this would, this will be a very fascinating read. Okay. Those are just a few of the big books sitting on my shelves that I'd share. Have you read any of these? Let me know. Are you participating in Big Book Summer? I hope so. It's just one book over 400 pages in a little over 3 months. We can all do that. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and it's getting ready to thunder here. I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.